saved my soul. Freedom is all that I know. The old made new. Jesus, when I met you, you called my name, and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness, into your glorious day. You called my name, and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness, into your glorious day. Now your mercy has saved my soul. Freedom is all that I know. The old made new. Jesus, when I met you, you called my name, and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness, into your glorious day. You called my name, and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness, into your glorious day. I needed rescue, my sin was heavy, but chains break at the weight of your glory. I needed shelter, I was an orphan, now you call me citizen of heaven. When I was broken, you were my healing, now your love is the air that I'm breathing. I have a future, my eyes are open, 'cause when you call my name, I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness, into your glorious day. You called my name, and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness, into your glorious day.
Good morning and blessed and happy Monday morning. Pastor Tom, Firmly Rooted Church. I hope that you had an opportunity to be involved in the service, whether in person or online yesterday, as well as the Bible study. I think we're hitting on some things that are I don't know, important to life and to relationships. We are in Ecclesiastes chapter 5. I'm going to begin at verse 8. And before we do that, let's say hi to a few people. Let's see. I'm out there on X. There's Ken Gooch. Good morning, fellow brothers in arms. There's Steve. Good morning. Steve Skopik. Good morning. Bert Reggiani. Good morning. Well, and quite a few other people are out there. All right. Great to have all of you. Let's hit the verse because we're going to like verse 20. So I want to make sure that we get this devotion in and hit it good. Let's see, add to the stage. Let's do that. I think that works well. All right, the vanity of wealth and honor. If you see in a province, and by the way, some of this is going to maybe sound for some of you applicable to life in America today. If you see in a province the oppression of the poor and the violation of justice and righteousness. None of that, huh? None of that ever happens in the United States. The violation of justice and righteousness, the oppression of the poor. Do not be amazed at the matter. For the high official is watched by a higher, and there are yet higher ones over them. But this is gain for a land in every way, a king committed to cultivate fields. Now, again, he's talking about the kingdom of this world, right? Notice, the high official is watched by a higher, and there are yet higher ones. It doesn't matter whether it's the United States or any country, big government will just feed its corruption, right? You'll get layers and layers and layers and layers of people who all need their share. And what happens then? The poor are oppressed, and justice and righteousness are violated for their sake, because they're gaining. As he says, this is gain. For the average person, no. For the powers that be, right? For the powers that be. I'm reminded when Samuel was trying to tell Israel, you don't need an earthly king. God is your king, and he'll bless you if you just have the right spiritual leadership. And all they said was, no, 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 we want to have a king just like all the other nations. And then, like all the other nations, they become oppressed. Verse 10, he who loves money will not be satisfied with money, nor he who loves wealth with his income. This is also vanity, the idea that there's never enough. When goods increase, they increase who eat them. And what advantage has their owner but to see them with his own eyes? Sweet is the sleep of a laborer, whether he eats little or much, but the full stomach of the rich will not let him sleep. When someone begins to push all of their chips on the table in the kingdom of this world, there's one goal: be king of the hill. Get as much as you can. Acquire wealth and power and prestige and all these kinds of things. Make a name for yourself, only to find out that you die like everyone else and you lose and leave all that behind you. Hence, Jesus says, what good is it if someone were to gain the whole world, control of the entire world, but forfeit their soul? Verse 13, there is grievous evil that I have seen under the sun. Riches were kept by their owner to his hurt, and those riches were lost in a bad venture. And he is father of a son, but he has nothing in his hands. 1 minute it's there, 1 minute it's not. Because one of the things that they don't realize is God is the giver of all gifts. He can give and he can take away. He can take away the wealth. He could cause business to be destroyed. He could make things happen. Or worse yet, you could lose your life. And all of a sudden, what was the purpose of all that flailing and all that striving, right? It's vanity. As he came from his mother's womb, he shall go again, naked as he came, and shall take nothing for his toil that he may carry away in his hands. Naked we came into this world, naked we're leaving. We came in with nothing, we're leaving with nothing, unless we put our treasures in the kingdom of God, where moth, rust doesn't corrode. This is also a grievous evil. Just as he came, so shall he go. And what gain is there to him who toils for the wind? Right? Boom. What good is it? You spend 50, 60 years toiling, amassing wealth, doing this, doing that, or maybe not amassing wealth, just toiling and never getting ahead. And not realize that there might have been a way in which you could have lived comfortably in all of that, peacefully understanding that God had provided it and that life was good. I don't have to keep flailing. I don't have to keep striving. Verse 17, moreover, all his days He eats in darkness, in much vexation and sickness and anger. He begins to look at the wealthy, of which he was, and says, we're not any better off. Matter of fact, we may be worse off. We're vexing and stressing and over all of these things when the laborer is thankful that they had a job, that they were able to bring food to a table, and that they were able to feed their family, and they're at peace. Not so the one who keeps striving on that hamster wheel. Behold, what I have seen to be good and fitting is to eat and drink and find enjoyment in all the toil with which one toils under the sun, the few days of his life that God has given him. For this is his lot. There he is. What I just said, he's reflecting back and saying, as I look at these laborers, as I look at the average person out there, it seems to be good and fitting that they recognize they don't have to live for the kingdom of this world, but they use the resources of it. They feed their family, they house their families, they eat and drink in enjoyment. They're content. They're content that God has been good and they're okay and everything's all right. Everyone also to whom God has given wealth and possessions and power to enjoy them and to accept his lot and rejoice in his toil, this is the gift of God. Even if you have more than you need, recognize that it's a gift from God. And as the scriptures tell us in the in Proverbs and in Jesus' teachings, that we're going to be held accountable for what did you do with what I gave you? To which kingdom did you toil and labor? He seems to be saying, wait a minute, we should accept our lot and rejoice because this is a gift from God. And hence we do this as unto the Lord and not for men. Verse 20, for he will not much remember the days of his life because God keeps him occupied with joy in his heart. Ecclesiastes, the writer, Solomon, I believe, is so desperately wanting to contrast and compare a life with God in it and a life when God is not in it, whether you're wealthy or not. There's a difference because all of a sudden God in a life brings meaning, purpose, hope, peace, certainty. A life, whether wealthy or not, without God is a chasing after the wind. It's meaningless. It's meaningless. All right, let me pull this out of here. Let me see who else came on board. I can't remember if I mentioned Steve Skopik. Good morning, Bert Reggiani. Good morning. What? Happy birthday, Steve Skopik. Happy birthday, Steve Skopik. There you go, from Steve Drew, and now me, and all the other guys are going to start popping in a second. Happy birthday. Hope you have a great day, Steve. All right, I think that's it. Let's get back over here. Blessings on your day. Make it a firmly rooted day, and may someone see Jesus in us today. Peace.